Unlock the door, bitch. I'm on my way, and I got chicken strips.
I don't know why they call them chasers. It's not like Chubbs can run real fast.
Double vodka with hot brownie chasers.
She just wanted to watch me eat it. Naked.
I can't say that. That's dirty.
Chasers will do anything to get into your pants. I love them.
Stop it! Stop!
Oh,
God. Chubbs gone wild.
Well, hello and welcome to a wonderful, absolutely wonderful Chubbs Gone Wild. This is episode 552, recorded on July 29th, 2024, and it is the last recording for this year in August. Or no, we're in July. In July. We'll have lots of shows coming up in August, but well, we'll talk about that later. In the meantime, it's 91 degrees and smoky outside. Thank you, California wildfires. Yeah. Okay.
Well, thank you. Thank you, wildfires.
Yes. There you go.
I didn't realize I was thanking the wildfire. Okay, but I'm glad I know now.
Yeah.
I know now.
Oh, that reminds me. Let's do this. I'm sure that you will do that. All right. It is 35 days till Labor Day, 94.
Yay, Labor
Halloween.
Day.
I know, right? It is 149 days until Christmas and 20 days, just 20 more days until Tom Swanner's birthday. Yay! If y'all could just go over to the video right now, about 2 minutes in, and look at Tom's expression. It's a doozy. All right, well, let's talk about Patreon then. Well, Patreon offers folks a way to support creators that receive awards not open to the general public, like special podcasts, videos, books, and so much more. And we want to thank our current patrons, Clint, Nephi, Nick, DJ Sosage from the Universe, Eric, Sean, Charles, Phoenix Dave, Brother Sinatus, Kingsley, Kathy Bacon, and Moose P. Please visit patreon.com/MattBurlingame to find out how you can become a supporter of all this wonderful work for as little as $1 a month. And let's take a moment to clear our thoughts, take a deep breath, let it out, and focus on this. Extending love makes me feel good. It is the expression of my inner joy. Made me very happy. That was my inner joy speaking. Well, talk about something else that happened that brought some inner joy. On July 28th, 1864, following its ratification by the necessary 3/4 of the United States, the 14th Amendment, granting citizenship of all persons born or naturalized in the United States, including formerly enslaved people, is officially adopted into the U.S. Constitution. Secretary of State William Seward issues a proclamation certifying the amendment. So that's good. That was good history. Yeah. All right. Well, let's see if we celebrated any holidays today, starting with it's International Tiger Day. How do you feel about that?
I don't shop there much anymore.
Tiger?
Oh, I thought you said Target.
Oh, no, Tiger, like the, what was that horrible show? The Tiger Liquor
King?
Huh? King, yes, the Tiger King. Okay. I wonder if they'll ever have a sequel.
They did.
Oh, that's sad. Let's see. It's also National Cheese Sacrifice Purchase Day. What? I don't want to sacrifice cheese, much less purchase it. It's also National Chicken Wing Day. Are you celebrating? Are you celebrating? No. Oh. Did you get any coupons for it?
Coupons?
Yeah, like
What's
to
a
go
coupon?
get the chicken wings for like 50% off or anything?
Oh, a coupon.
Coupons. Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, no, I didn't get
Okay.
any coupons.
Oh, it's also National Lasagna Day.
Not gonna have it.
Yeah, mom doesn't like pasta, so. It's also National Lipstick Day. You know, wear any lipstick?
No, but I'll be playing with my lipstick later.
Oh, I've never heard you call him that before. It's also National Rain Day. In July. Why? Why?
Well, a lot of people get rain in the summertime.
I've heard that. It was one of my favorite songs by The Alarm. I love the rain in the summertime. It's a really good song. Anyway, all right. Well, we didn't really celebrate any of those today, but we do have some birthdays coming up, starting with ones for today. Happy birthday to really, really. Let's go with Rodar. I don't know. Also to author J.C. James. And then we have some other birthdays coming up this week, including Neil Max Shelley, author L.D. Blakely. We have Penny Lee. Farrell. Oh, sweet Farrell. Farrell used to record with Christian on the Pleased to Meet You podcast. We have one of our favorite local actors, Mr. Mark. His birthday's coming up. Oh, wow, that just hit like a ton of bricks. Our friend who just passed, Bethany, posthumous birthday. We also have Tim Marcia. You remember Miss Marcia? We used to work with her at the theater. We also have Kyle, Casey, our dear, dear, dear friend Seaman. His birthday is coming up. I also have Dara, Baz, Veen, Roby, Stens, Kevin, Josh, Brandon, David. A lot of birthdays coming up. We have former TV personality Don Deason. We also have Martinez, Bradley, and our sweet Barry. He listens and he writes and he's good. Yes, and he does better. Happy birthday, Barry. We also have a couple birthdays that aren't listed on here that are coming up that y'all should know about, especially if you are part of the Pride 48 network and also of the In-Laws network, because we have Mr. Toppy Smelly birthday coming up here in just a little over a week, and also Big Fatty. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the feedback. And Sean wrote in and said, if you ever find yourself going through a partner's phone or discover they're going through your phone, you might as well break up. It's over. Do you agree?
Most likely, yeah. I mean, that's when the bond of trust is gone. If that's your thing too. That's if you're monogamous and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if you're open, then you're going to find stuff, so it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. He also said, let's see, Tom's single glove style look is styling. When you were showing your hands, having your surgery.
Right.
So yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for writing in, Sean. Now that all the past Chubbs Gone Wild videos are up and posted, a lot of people have been catching up, so I'm glad to see that. Speaking of, it's time for Chubb Hugs, starting out with, we want to send a Chubb Hug out to Nephi, who had to see the Christina Wells Sister Act this weekend and said it was absolutely wonderful, and we just want to send him a huge Chubb hug.
Why are we sending him a Chubb hug?
Well, because he saw it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm perfectly fine with sending Nephi a chub hug, but
Huh?
not for doing something that's you got rewarded for, you know.
We need to always send Nephi a chub hug. It's really important. And
Okay, that sounds like another conversation for another day.
what? I don't understand. How about did you want to send any chub hugs out? Like,
Well, you mean like to the people suffering from the wildfires,
yes.
including you with the smoke?
Well, yeah, you too. Although I guess
I,
it's not really bothering you.
it's not bothering me. I
It's
didn't even
more
notice.
overcast. It's not like in past years where the smoke like and ash and stuff like really settled like down to the ground here, but the our cloudy overcast, a lot of it is just smoke from the wildfires, which is sad. And it's almost 0% contained still, or did they finally get a little bit of a handle on it?
I don't have cable.
Yeah, it's huge. It is huge. All right. All right. Well, let's get into news. Well, we have some very good news from Governor Gretchen Whitmer, who signed into the bill, who signed into law HB 4718, effectively nullifying what is known as the gay or trans panic defense, which has been used by defense attorneys to mitigate charges against clients accused of committing violent crimes against trans or gay people in Michigan. Attorneys have evoked the defense in high-profile trials through, including the 1993 murder of trans man Brandon Teena, the 1996 murder of Jenny Jones guest Scott Amadeur, the 1998 murder of Matthew Shepard, the 2008 murder of 14-year-old Larry King, and the 2016 slaying of 32-year-old Daniel Spencer. Spencer's murderer was his 69-year-old neighbor, James Miller, recently, who received only 6 months in jail and a 10-month probation for stabbing Spencer to death after he allegedly tried to kiss Miller. Well, fuck all that shit. Anyway, so good for them. No more panic defense, no more Twinkie defense. Fuck all that shit. All right. Sinead O'Connor's death certificate lists chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, aka COPD, and asthma as her official cause of death. She was also suffering from a respiratory tract infection at the time that she died. So all the, suicide and overdose and everything else, nope, natural causes, sadly. All right, celebrity deaths. Well, there's thankfully not that many this time, starting with Abdul Duke Fakir, the last surviving original member of Motown's The Four Tops, who died July 22nd of heart failure. He was 88. Evelyn Thomas, disco singer best known for her hit track High Energy, died July 21st at the age of 70. Do you remember that song?
No.
Yeah, I don't recognize it either. Longtime conservative talk show host and political commentary Lou Dobbs died July 18th at 76. Bye-bye. Not a good guy. We also have Prince Michael of Greece and Denmark, who was 85. He was a Greek royal historian and author. And with that, Tom wants to talk to you about some TV shows and movies he watched.
Let's see. No, okay, we're talking about that later. Okay, on Evil, this week they because we're coming to the end of the series, so everything's coming to a head, and there's a big storm heading to New York, a Category 5 hurricane, and so everyone's like holding up in their houses and stuff, and then we find out that the bad guy that's been trying to fuck with the main characters this whole time has just bought the house. It's there's two houses, but they're connected. It's a semi-connected house.
Okay.
So he just bought the other half. They found out. Now everybody's freaking out, and it's so totally good. And this is the point. I wanted the series to all be there so I could just binge the shit out of it. Let's see. Acolyte. That's it. Acolyte. Did you finish it yet?
I have not. Nope.
Well, the finale's out there, so and it's all done. Let's see, you're watching that, so that's good. The boyfriend, they brought out 7 and 8, episodes 7 and 8. At the end of 8, we finally had some sex. So and you're gonna be shocked at who it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Let's see. We won't talk about that. Let's see. Claim to fame this week. It was Jamie Lee Curtis's nephew that was exposed.
Oh.
As famous, related to a famous person. The Who's Tommy closed on Broadway, and the reason I mentioned that is it was just opening. It was in previews when we were there, so so it did not last long. And then I saw a show called Outstanding: A Comedy Revolution. It's on Netflix, and anybody that likes comics, well, it's basically taking a look back at the last 50 years of gay people in comedy, stand-up comedy. So it's got Rosie O'Donnell. It's got it's Billy Eichner's in it. It's got all these different people. I mean, it's Ellen. They talk about Ellen. She was not there because anymore she's just kind of done.
Yeah.
But it was I mean, they don't all do, some of them do a little bit of stand-up, but mostly it's telling the story of how difficult it was in the 50s and the 60s to be gay, number one. But to be gay and a stand-up comedian was almost impossible. So it was talking about being closeted and stuff. It was really fascinating. It's only like an hour and 37 minutes, but it's well worth the watch. That's all I have.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, the rest we're watching together. So
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, actually, what we're watching together, let's start out with something I actually did watch this time, starting with I just today finished up RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars. It was the big finale. And, well, how many days has it been out now?
Since Friday. And don't worry, it's all over the internet, so we're not ruining anything.
True. Okay.
I found out before I even watched it. So,
well, Angeria, something Michaels, whatever, she won, and I'm not upset about it. I'm
not upset about anybody, but
yeah, I would have been happy with most anybody that won from this season. They all did a great job. When what's her name? Is it Plastique?
Yeah.
The kind of fashion-y queen. When she came out there in that finale number, or not the number, but the outfit, God, that was so amazing. Got Mick's leather outfit, even fashioned into that beautiful dress. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, what's her name? Angeria came out with that kind of Gone with the Wind feather which
dress. That
was
beautiful.
Very beautiful. What I kind of liked a couple of the others better, but I still. And then when
how the hell did she get it? How did she get it here?
How did she get
it?
Right?
How do you pack a feather? Gone with the Wind dress.
Yeah.
It's a hoop skirt. I understand that usually when you put something over, you have the hoops, and then you kind of lay the dress over it, and it just fans it out. But you can't fold a feather dress and put it into a box, and then I don't know. But honestly, I thought the final lip sync, Roxy won that one. But I that's what I thought, because
Yeah.
she commanded the stage and the camera was watching her. They only showed Vanjie a couple times during the song, and then you could see um, the winner running around in the background, but it was Roxy right in the front the whole time. So
Right.
I was a little surprised with that, but like I said, I was happy. I mean, I got a full season of these 8 terrific drag queens.
Yep.
I won already, so it doesn't matter who won. I mean, and then
Good
they
way
were
to put it.
they handed out a lot of money, to
Yeah.
charities and that. And by the way, I don't know if you follow anybody, but Nina has been all over Twitter and Instagram, yeah, raising money for the Trevor Project. So
Very
it did. I know she hasn't stopped. But what's funny is you got to remember that this show was recorded a year ago,
Yeah.
literally a year ago, because on episode 2 or 3 they were talking about birth dates on the Untucked, and Chanel's birthday was around the beginning of July, and then they were talking. They had another queens that was coming up at the end of July, and then they had 3 in August. So, and they were all, oh, your birthday is coming up next month. So it's just they've been sitting on this all this time. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then, and I remind people that this year the shows are going to be basically recorded the week of.
Right.
So
which is going to be interesting.
It's going to be a lot more interesting, and yeah, it's just, I think it's going to be more exciting. And especially for the queens. I mean, can you imagine you win and you can't talk about it for a year? That sucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay.
So one other thing about that was I thought every one of their performances in that final performance number that they did was wonderful. They really knocked it out of the park. So anyway, then we have Star Wars Acolyte. I didn't watch it, although I did get a message from Michael Sage, who is actually watching it now, and he said, are you, do they seriously expect me to believe that some little witch there, little girl, knocked something over and set ablaze an entire coven of witches because one of the door things went off? Seriously? And you know what? He had a point there. There's a few kind of weird little glitches there in that whole thing. But I'm looking forward to finishing it, just so we don't have it on the Trello anymore. And House of Dragons, I didn't get to.
Well, here, this is what for House of Dragons, I put, hey, do I smell burnt hair?
Oh, gosh.
So, but the only exciting thing that happens in the whole show, because, it's just incredibly slow and dull. They're trying to get a new person to ride the dragon.
Yeah.
And so they bring in these guys, and they're going, let's see if the dragon, accepts one of them. And the dragon just burns them to death. Just goes, and they're all screaming and writhing in pain. And everyone else is like going, okay, well, that didn't work. And they're leaving, and instead of like going there, like killing them, they just let them burn to death. So that was kind of funny.
Yeah, I did see that episode. Yeah.
So, that was.
Maybe I am caught up. I just
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then we have The Bachelorette. I don't have Hulu right now, so I didn't watch that. And then Boyfriends, I have not finished, but hopefully, I think by next week I'll have to talk about it. And is it done now? Done?
No, You got
Okay, there's more episodes coming.
there's 2 coming tomorrow, I think it is, on Tuesday.
Cool.
And just with which one was it? Oh, The Bachelor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, this is just they just got the casting director did a really good job at acquiring a lot of assholes and bastards.
Great.
It's just I'll tell you, if I ever become the Bachelorette, the first thing I'm going to do is anybody that pisses me off or comes and I'm gonna first day I'm gonna go, look, if you come running to me and tell me that somebody's done something wrong and you have no proof except something you overheard, go home.
Yeah.
And if I hear you causing fights with people, I'm sending you home. And we won't even wait for the rose ceremony. And the other night, the episode this week, something big happens, and if it was me, I would walk in there and go, okay, you pissed me off, so I'm leaving. No cocktail party. And as far as the rose ceremony, Jesse can fucking do it. And then walk right out, and them going, oh my God, she's unhinged. No, she's just tired of all the bullshit.
Yeah.
So that I mean, I want to see somebody that doesn't sit there and cry about it and actually kick some ass. And I think that's all.
It's supposed to be love. They have to cry because there's love involved. Oh no. I'm hearing what you're saying. All right. Well then, let's go ahead and move into my week, which was mainly just trying to kind of try to keep my head above water. I think did we have we didn't have my doctor's appointment before last episode, did we?
You had a doctor's appointment?
I did have a doctor's appointment, and my doctor's very happy with many things. So moving right along in that arena. So yay. Other than that, I got to have some KFC this week. That was lovely. And unfortunately, with I don't know whether it's just the new way that I'm eating or whether it was this KFC. I tend to believe it was this KFC, but it tasted like I was just eating a big piece of salt. It was not good. Very, very sadly disappointed. And I really haven't been watching any TV or catching up on anything because the series that I'm watching, I've been actually binge watching several series that I never thought I would. I ended up watching actually Vikings Valhalla, and I watched a couple episodes of that on a higher speed and went, I don't know why I stopped watching this after the first couple episodes, because it actually was kind of interesting once it got going. And I ended up binge watching all 3 of the seasons. It's basically a season a night. And that was pretty good. And then took a little break and then went back to the binge.
Wait, how many episodes are there in a season?
Of this one, I believe there were 8. So
you watched
8
hour-long episodes, even on 1.5 speed.
If you watch on 1.5 speed, 8 episodes, they're a little under an hour. You can finish it in about 4.5, 5 hours.
Jesus.
I mean, it's not that bad.
Yeah, I tried doing that fast forward thing, and I can't remember what because I never used it before.
Mm-hmm.
And it was terribly distracting. I don't know how
you know what, it works for me, and I don't know whether it is. I don't know whether maybe it's an ADHD thing or whether it's what. But for me, it works. Now, on some of the action stuff, when there's a fight going on and you kind of have to pay attention to what characters are getting killed and stuff, I do have to drop it back down to normal speed to see what the hell's going on. Otherwise, it's just a big blur. But with the slow scenes and dialogue and all that stuff, watching it faster. So anyway, Vikings Valhalla was really good. 3 seasons of it, and then I don't know if they're going to have more or not. And then there was the, I guess, predecessor show to that, which was the Vikings, just Vikings. And I started watching that, and season 1 was really good. And then season 2 was good. And season 3 was like, oh my God, come on, people. You're just fucking torturing yourself. And everything is about Christian God versus, the old Norse gods and this and that. And everybody, it's like, I don't know how there was anybody in the world at that point, because everybody was just killing everybody nonstop. Then there'd be like, oh, we have 2,000. It's a year later, we have 2,000 new soldiers to throw out there and get killed. And then the kids, they were constantly popping out. Everybody was popping out a kid left and right. And then they were all dying from something, oh, they drowned in the river because you ignored them because of some old god, or they came out this way. I don't know. There's some flaws in the show. We'll just leave it at that. But there are 3 more seasons of this, and I'm determined that I'm going to watch them unless this season is worse than season 3, which again was not horrible. It was watchable, but I was like, fucking pick a storyline and just stick to it. Anyway, because when they get a lot of characters, and then you get into season 3 or 4 or something like that, and then they want to jump around between the 10 different storylines that they've created over the last 2 seasons with these characters, and you're just like, okay, there's too much going on. I can't keep track of half the shit. And you basically show up and do like 1-minute scene with one character. Don't care. Just let that storyline go. Maybe we don't need to see them for a while. All right. Anyway, all right, it's time to move into the advice. And we have another one of these that are asking if they are not the nicest of people because of some circumstance that has happened to them. This happened a year ago. I, an 18-year-old male, was at my mother's house when her new husband said I should drop out of private school since he couldn't pay for private school for his sons. And it isn't fair that I should have more opportunities than them. Now, keep in mind, he's not paying for it. This guy's dad is paying for his private school. Anyway, I told him, well, it isn't fair that whenever I come here, I have to cook and take care of your children. You guys are adults. You should be taking care of your own children. He quickly turned to my mother and complained about how going to an international school has westernized me and made me disrespectful of my elders. My mom then turned to me and said that I should ask my dad to withdraw me because she agrees with her husband. Her new husband. I was really mad and told her she doesn't get to say since I was already 18. Well, I wasn't actually, though. I was only 17 at the time, but I knew that she often gets my birth year wrong and has had to be corrected numerous times. When I turned 18 yesterday, she realized I lied to her and said I should have just talked to her nicely instead of making a fool out of her. Am I the asshole?
I don't know. What do you think?
I think he's not the well, no, I don't actually think he's the asshole because his father, the original husband, is paying for him to go to a private school. And then the new husband says, oh, I can't afford to send my kids to a private school, so you should drop out because my sons with your new wife shouldn't have, more opportunity. You shouldn't have better opportunities than them. Fuck that shit. I don't know what culture this is, mind you.
Yeah, I mean, it's dumb.
At the same time, fuck that shit. No. And so I don't have any problem with him saying that to her. Because again, apparently numerous times she doesn't even remember when his birthday is.
Yeah,
So,
I just
oh, I'm sorry, but if I popped a watermelon out of my hoo ha, I would know what the fuck day, time, second that happened so that I could hold it over his head for the rest of his life. I'm just saying. Anyway, I also think it was kind of a dumb question. But moving on. Hey, Chubbs, Timothy writes in and says, regardless of the room, which do y'all like more overall, curtains or blinds?
I prefer blinds, but I do like curtains in a room that I want to be blackout, like the blackout
Oh,
curtains, like
yeah.
like like a bedroom,
Yeah.
but overall I just like the way blinds look. And the thing is, you can go up to the blinds and take a little whisk broom and
Mm-hmm.
clean them.
Mm-hmm.
Curtains you have to take to a dry cleaner, and half the time when you get them back they're fucked up. So
Yeah.
uh and I just remember, god, my mother, she had this beautiful curtain in our family room, and she was a smoker, as was my dad. And when she after she died, my dad had all the curtains taken down and to get them cleaned, and he had to buy mostly all new curtains because they were all they'd been up for years and never cleaned, and all that smoke damage, and yeah, they just fell apart.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. We had some very nice old curtains when I was a kid on the ranch, and yeah, they pretty much when they got taken down, they pretty much just fell apart too. I prefer very simple curtains. I don't like big frilly things. I like very much something that you can just pull right across over the window. Um, Blinds, I do like blinds, but yeah, I like something that you can pull across the window and kind of, like you said, um, darken it, darken the window. Anyway, but very simple, not anything fancy. Hey Chubbs, Timothy wants to know: have you ever picked up a hitchhiker or been in a car when someone has?
No.
Hmm. Obviously, I have not picked one up, but I have been in the car when someone has, and most of the time it was probably my father picking up some girl, or shall we say, some working lass on the side of the road and taking her somewhere. And yeah, anyway, uh, yes, no, don't do it in this. Don't do it, Hoofer. It's not worth it. Anyway, hey Chubbs, Timothy wants to know: in grade school, did you hold your substitute teachers in less regard than your regular ones?
I never did, because what I liked about substitute teachers was they were more like fun days anyway. Because they some teachers do have a mapped out, this is what's happening,
Mm,
and some teachers weren't planning on being out.
yeah.
Um, so anyway, but they, and also the substitute teachers were the only ones who could pronounce my last name right.
Oh,
I
interesting.
mean, after the first couple days, the my regular school teachers could,
Mm,
but I got Swainer every time from a brand new from my regular teacher, until they learned it was Swanner. But every substitute, and I'm serious, every substitute that came in said Swanner, and it was like, oh yes, that's me,
huh.
because I've been so used to Swainer. And it's weird. It's like you're educated. There's two N's. It's
Yeah.
Swanner. I mean, if it was one N, it would be Swainer
Yeah, I
or
don't get that at
Swanner.
all.
But yeah, yeah. So yeah, I have perfect respect for, and these poor fuckers are going into blindly into classrooms with children who are assholes.
Yep.
Oh, I can't even, that to me garners a lot of respect right there.
Hmm. No, I always liked all of the substitute teachers. They all seemed like actually really nice people, and I always kind of enjoyed them, except one. I remember that there was just this one asshole, and I don't really remember that much about him, but I just know her. She was a complete B. I just,
Well,
oh,
I can
so
tell you
annoying.
when I was student teaching
Mhm.
in college, I had a substitute teacher. Well, what had happened was um, my I was helping out kids with reading disabilities, which is
Mhm.
funny because I have reading disabilities.
Right.
Um, and then, but the second half of the year, I got put into a classroom where I was a fourth grade classroom where I was helping out the teacher 2 days a week. And and then they brought in a substitute because she was sick, and then later that day I found out she's not sick; she has died.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, and uh so this teacher came in and she was okay. I wasn't a big fan of hers.
Mm.
Um anyway, but then one day there's the little chubby awkward kid
Mm.
is it was crying, and she goes, why are you crying? And he goes, oh, they were these some boys were mean to me, and she goes, well, toughen it up, come on, stop being a baby. And in
Oh
front of the classroom, in front of everybody. And then the classroom, of course, laughs because an adult is berating a child.
yeah.
And then that next day I went, I'm not going to be able to continue finish this if she's going to be and they the substance, she's going to take over the class. I'm
Mm.
not going to stay. And they go, well, why? And I go, because she just berated the little chubby kid because he was crying because somebody was bullying him in
Mm.
front of the class. And they went, oh no, oh
Yeah.
no. And she ended up staying until the end of the year, and I did not. So it was just
No. Um, Thankfully, I didn't run even with that bitch. She was just not a nice person to me and several of the nerdy kids. But I mean, she didn't do anything like that, thankfully. But I do remember one substitute that we had that came in and he had like laryngitis and he had to like try to talk to us. And he just his voice was like this little squeaking, and I don't know why, but it hit me the right way, and I couldn't stop fucking laughing, no matter how hard I tried. I was just had my head down, and I was laughing so hard, and it went, but not like loudly. I wasn't trying to be mean. It was funny the way that it happened, and but I did kind of lose it at one point and do a guffaw, and he said, well, hey, at least it's not making you cry. And it just he was a good guy, but wow, I remember that standing out a lot. Okay, Timothy, thank you so much for those questions. You always come up with some really good thought-provoking ones. And you know what else is thought provoking, or at least maybe hunger inducing? And that is this lovely burger from Mr. Moose. Let me see. I thought maybe there was some more from Mr. Moose, but yeah, okay. So he says it's still hot here, so eating light, lots of sandwiches. This is a grilled cheese chicken sandwich with a side of fried zucchini. It was good. The fried zucchini looks really good. I have not had something like that for quite a while, actually. And then we have Mike in Squamish. He wrote in and said, I made another bowl of Greek salad. So nice on a hot summer evening. And it looks like it too. And I'm not a huge fan of some salads, but I have to say this is pretty action packed here.
well, I'm not a fan of most of the stuff in this salad, but it's
Mhm.
beautiful.
It really is.
I mean, I don't like olives. I don't like feta. I don't like cucumbers. So,
Onions
and
and salad
peppers.
really aren't my thing, but yeah,
I do like salads though.
yeah. And this looks beautiful. So definitely go over and check it out. So, and then Tom, you got some stuff here.
Well, the first one is a burger, and I've been trying to get Sean from constantly putting too much shit on a burger.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just a brioche bun with raw onion, the burger with cheese, and then bacon, and that's it. Because you start shoving lettuce, tomato, the more you put on it, and then the bun disintegrates, and it's like, oh no, this is terrible. And so these are fucking good. And then the other two pictures are from I had I had eggs that I needed to use up. I had potatoes I needed to use up, and our guacamole. We had avocados that we had to use. So I said, let's do an appetizer night, and so it was cooked them in the microwave, cleaned them out, then put them in the air fryer until they got crispy, and then added cheese and bacon on them, and then finished them off with the sour cream and green onions, and then the deviled eggs. And then Sean makes it's the best guacamole I've ever had. It really is. He's got it down, and it's always good. So we had that, and I didn't take pictures of it, but I made lumpia last week as well. Because it's so easy. If you're gonna, all you need is the right seasonings, and either some ground beef or ground pork. I prefer actually the ground beef, and then you get one of those 1 pound bags of the mixed vegetables with the corn, the carrots, green beans, and I think there's even lima beans in it. And you pour that in with your meat, mix it up together, and then you basically just roll it up an egg roll and fry it. Egg roll wrapper. It's so easy. So, but I didn't get a picture of it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, no, and I mean these things. An appetizer night just sounds lovely. Actually, it really is good. So, all right.
You're aren't you going to have that on Friday night?
What is Friday night?
Charlie's birthday?
Not that I'm aware of, or that I've heard anything from. It's just his birthday then. But I don't.
Isn't this the big one though?
75.
I think it's 75.
I think so. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll find out.
Okay.
Let y'all know next week what happened with that. All right. If you want to send us what's in your lunchbox, just do so at ChubsGone553@gmail.com. And don't forget, Golden Rule Services want you to know about an important tool in preventing you from contracting HIV. PrEP is a medication proven to be 99% effective in preventing HIV infection. To learn more about PrEP, visit sacgrs.org. And find Tom's other podcast at swannerandjudd.com. Find my books at justkisstheguy.com. And find all of our links at allmylinks.com/chubsgonewild. Oh, and give us a call at
408-69 Chubs.
Yes, Queen. Well, happy end of July shows. We're going to be back on July 5th, or no, August 5th. I swear, there's something about dates that I just don't get right anymore.
Because you haven't had one in so long.
Oh, I'm kind of okay with not having that kind of date, girl.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Men are weird. All right. We love y'all, and we will catch you next time. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
A network of inclusion.
UnivazPods.net.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network.
This has been a For Fuck's Sake production.